Hey makeup friends, today we're going to be talking about the new AMORE in AMALFI palette from BH Cosmetics, and suffice it to say that I'm conflicted in Canada. Let's get into this. As always, I want to start off by welcoming you back to my channel, or if you are new here, then hello and welcome. My name is Kara, and on my channel, we like to mix beauty, brains, and the occasional F-bomb. Full disclosure, I fully expect that I'm going to drop one or two of them today, and that's because I'm just a wee bit pissed about this, if I'm being perfectly honest. Now, it's usually around this time of the video where I tell you what makeup it is that I'm wearing, and one might expect that I'm wearing this palette, but in fact, I'm wearing this one. This is Chillin in Chicago, also from BH Cosmetics, and the reason that I'm wearing it is because it's the exact same thing. The exact same thing. So, here we are. They are the exact same thing. There's good and there's bad with this. So, on the good side, it appears that Chillin in Chicago has been discontinued. It's no longer on the website. I know people have been looking for it and they've said that they can't find it even on other retailers like Beauty Bay, anything of that sort. So now you can get your hands on the exact same color story. That's fantastic. However, there was no announcement made. There was no information given to suggest that Amalfi is replacing Chicago. And that kind of pisses me off. So, not only are you paying $17 for the palette, but if you're a dumbass like me, you also paid $20 for expedited shipping. Now, I typically don't pay expedited shipping, but I like to get these BH Cosmetic palette reviews up fast. And so I did. So now I'm out $37 US, which translated into Canadian dollars is one hell of a lot more. So I've actually paid about $50 for a palette that I already have, only because BH Cosmetics didn't deign to tell anybody about it. What the fuck, BH? Why would you play me like that? I just don't understand. Even when I look at their website, in the description for the Amalfi palette, says nothing about the fact that this is replacing Chicago. Even on their Instagram account where they have released the picture for this, they just call it their brand new Adelphi palette. I keep calling it Adelphi, Amalfi. I'm very much not a world traveler. If I call it Adelphi and I don't catch myself, I apologize. Amalfi. Moving on. I don't respect the fact that they just said, this is our new palette. This is our new palette, which replaces this one. That's all you had to say. That's it. And then I wouldn't be sitting here all amped up and pissy about it. And I suspect that there's other people as well who have bought this palette only to realize that they might already have it in their collection. Now, I will bear a little bit of the responsibility. I should have taken a very good look at the color story and really compared it and all of that. However, when a palette is released and it's called a new palette, I expect that it's a new palette, not just a revamped palette with a new name and new packaging. First of all, I don't even know why they did that. Why would you get rid of Chicago? Chicago was fine. What's wrong with Chicago? Why are we hating on Chicago and just completely disregarding it? I don't understand. Anyways, that's what they've done. And they've just replaced it with Amalfi. Maybe because it sounds a little bit more exotic than Chicago. Perhaps it's prettier. I don't know. I've never been. I've been. Also, bean. Chicago, the bean. I get it. But also, I'm Canadian and I say the word B-E-E-N as bean. And all of you Americans always make fun of me. And you're like, no, it's Ben. No, it isn't. It's bean. There's two E's. You don't have a bumblebee. You have a bumblebee. You've been somewhere. Anyways, can you tell this is the end of a very long day and it's only Tuesday. My God, I've got 3 more days this week. Send prayers, please. So the reason that I'm wearing Chicago and not Amalfi is because I don't need both of these palettes. I like this palette. I like it a lot. It ranked very high when I did my BH Cosmetics rankings. However, if I'm being perfectly honest, there's no way I'm ever going to pan this whole thing. There's really no way I'm ever going to pan any palette that I have because I have so many of them. It's a good problem to have. I know I sound a little bit whiny at this moment simply because I'm just like, argh. I'm not. I've done it to myself. I've bought these palettes, that's fine. But I'm not going to finish it. I don't need a backup of the exact same palette. I truly don't. And the fact that it has different packaging is not enough. Like it would be ridiculous of me to keep this. And I can't really return it because the shipping costs and all that, like it's just not worth returning. It's really not. So let's do a giveaway. I'm going to give away my Amalfi palette. And if you want to send me the $50 that I spent on this damn thing, feel free, but no requirement. It is a giveaway. However, I am going to have to keep it to North America simply because the shipping costs outside of North America are like astronomical. It's absolutely ridiculous. So I apologize to my international friends, but we're going to keep it to Canada and the US. I apologize. I do. It is what it is. So let's keep this fairly simple and let me know. We'll just leave a comment down below. What's your favorite place to travel to? Or the favorite place that you have traveled to? Or just a random place on the globe. Like, I don't care. It doesn't matter. I'm never going to know if you traveled somewhere or not. So leave the name of some place that you'd like to travel. I don't know. Just name a geographical location, please. That's all I'm asking. Just leave that down there below. And I will give you 2 entries into the giveaway if you do something alliterative with it. Like how I was conflicted in Canada. You could be pissed off in Peru. Or happy in Honolulu. Like, I don't care. I could go on all night with these, but you get double entry if you do something alliterative. Leave it down below. All right, so it is like 9 o'clock at night on July 27th right now, meaning I probably realistically am not going to get this video up until like midnight at the absolute earliest. So midnight will make it the 28th. Let's just make this a short turnaround time, okay? Let's run this until midnight on July 27th. So a full 24-hour period. 11:59, I will start writing down all the names and then I will draw it and I will do, I don't know, a community post notification of the winner. There we go. Okay, so that's, if you want this palette, that's all you got to do. But also if you have Chicago, don't enter because you already have this palette. So anyways, let's just very, very briefly take a look at the color story using Chicago because I don't even want to swatch this one. You don't want my little fingers in the makeup that you might possibly win, right? So they're the exact same thing. I promise you, they're the exact same thing. So let's do some swatches on this one. And then that's it. That's the video. I already did the eye look. I didn't film it because I suck. I apologize. Let's just do some swatches. Okay. Also, I'm not actually drunk. This only has like 2.5% alcohol in it, but if you are Canadian, this is a Toronto-based brewery called Ace Hill. This is their Lime Radler. It's so good. Oh my goodness. I don't even like beer. Like I truly don't like beer, but you mix a shit ton of lime in with it. Hell yeah. Also, it's only 100 calories and there's only 9 grams of sugar in here. Okay, swatches. So this is going to be the top row, and I don't have any primer on my arm. I'm not going to bother reading the shade names because they're different in Amalfi than they are in Chicago. So there's the top row. Moving on to the second row. Everything in here is a little bit more pink. And then the third row. I love this shade. I think it's so pretty. And then finally, this is the last row. So despite all my screeching, it is a beautiful palette. Like it really is a beautiful palette. I'm just very annoyed by the fact that they just didn't announce that it was a replacement. It really wouldn't have been that hard to do. And I just think it's like ridiculous when brands do that. Also, why? Like, I don't understand why you would do this. I already said I don't understand why they got rid of Chicago. It's a beautiful palette. Obviously they think so because they kept the color story. They just changed the name on it. Doesn't make any sense. If you want to do an Amalfi palette, do an Amalfi palette. It's a beautiful area. You could bring in so much more inspiration, bring in some really beautiful blues to match the water, greens for the greenery. Like, I just don't understand why. I just don't understand why. Anyways, that's all I've got to say about that. However, if you're interested in the color story, whether that be you find a random Chicago palette or you're interested in Amalfi, trust me, these shadows are beautiful. The mattes blend so nicely. They build up really easily on the eyes. They're not super powdery. They last all day. They're gorgeous. The shimmers are smooth. They pick up nicely on a brush. You can apply them with a finger, and again, they last all day. I do apply it over top of a bit of a stickier base, like I use the Gerard Cosmetics Clean Canvas base. You don't need a glitter glue. They're not going to transfer down onto your cheeks throughout the day. They're not just going to disappear into the ether. They're absolutely beautiful shadows. I'm just a little pissy that BH has handled this in the way in which they have. Now, you all know how much I love BH. Let me tell you, I adore them. But I will call out shenanigans when I see them, and this is definitely shenanigans. Now, with that said, I'm going to wrap the video up here. Thank you so much for taking the time to watch, and I will see you in my next video. Until then, just be a decent human being. Bye for now.